online series for computer organization and architecture lectures. Myself Dr. Inderjit Kaur, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. In the previous lecture, we discussed about the addition, subtraction, multiplication operations performed by the ALU for the fixed point numbers. In this lecture, we will be discussing about the floating point arithmetic operations, that is how addition, subtraction, multiplication and division will be performed when the numbers are floating point, and the IEEE standards for floating point numbers. As in the fixed point numbers, it is consisting of two parts, that is the sign bit and the magnitude bit, and our floating point numbers, they consisting of three parts, that are sign bit, fraction and exponent. So, these floating point numbers, when the numbers are too large for the standard integer representations, when these numbers need to be represented by using fractional components and powers representations, they require basically the scientific notation. So, they are basically required for scientists and engineers. For example, 4.25 into 10 ki power 1, this is a representation of a floating point number. Next example, 10 power minus 3 minus 3.35 cross 3. Unless and until there is a written sign negative, we are considering the numbers as positive one. So, again a negative number is represented in floating point, that is minus 1.42 into 10 ki power 2. Here the sign bit will carry as 1, 142 is our mantissa part, fraction part, and the exponent part is in 2. Here these numbers, they are represented in decimal representation. Then the value of pi is a common constant known to everyone, that is 3.14159265, that is again a number represented in floating point. The value of E 2.71828, then the number of seconds in a nanosecond, they are 10 ki power minus 9, 1 into 10 ki power minus 9, these are the nanoseconds. These are the seconds in 1 nanosecond, and this is 8.64 into 10 ki power 13, because this number is too large, this number was too small. So, it required to be represented in floating point representation. These are the number of nanoseconds in a day. So, when the numbers are too large or when the numbers are too small, then there is a requirement to represent the numbers in floating point. It is very much clear from this example. So, this floating point number, as I told, it is represented by this triplet. First part of this triplet is the sign bit, the second part is the exponent and the third part is our fraction part. This sign bit, it is of 1 bit. So, if it is 0, that means my number is positive, and if it is 1, then it means the sign bit is negative. Then E is the exponent field for signed, it is taken as signed again. Exponent can be positive, exponent can be negative, that is we can represent our number 10 ki power minus 9 or 2 ki power minus 3 or 2 ki power plus 4. So, it also carries the sign, that is if the numbers are very large, then the exponent will be large positive, and when the number is very much close to 0, then we will representing the exponent as a negative one. Then more bits in the exponent field, it increases the range of values. The third field, that is known as fraction field, represented by F, that tells this fraction after the binary point is being taken. Here we are assuming that the numbers are normalized. What is normalized? We are moving towards that. So, here the value of a floating point number, it is represented as these three triplets, that is minus 1 raised to power s depending upon s value 0 or 1, then cross val of f value of fraction, then third 2 की power value, that is exponent. Here I am assuming the number to be represented in binary form. Then what is normalization and how we do the normalization in my floating point numbers? We requires our floating point number to be the same at one system, and if I am moving on to another processor, the value that value should be same on the second processor. For that we require the numbers to be presented in one common standard, and that is the known as normalization. That normalization says a floating point number, it is said to be normalized if the MSB, most significant digit of my mantissa, it is non-zero. That is, there is exactly one non-zero digit, it should appear before the decimal point and after decimal as it comes on, and after decimal it is known as the fraction part. If I am using the decimal representation, then this digit, it can be from 1 to 9, before decimal I am talking, and in binary number this digit should always be 1. That is, number should not be like 0.01. This is not a normalized number. This is normalized number. Before decimal there should be 1 or 1 to 9 depending upon the base that I have chosen, and after decimal there should be again the fraction part. So, considering the example for normalized number, the normalized FV numbers, they are 5.341 cross 10 की power 3. First example, here before decimal there is exactly one element ranging from 1 to 9. After decimal the fraction part and the exponent is represented 10 की power minus 3. Then another example, minus 1.101101 into 2 की power minus 3. So, it is a number, floating point number, normalized floating point number that has the sign bit, that is normalized. Before decimal there is exactly 1, after decimal it carries the fraction part, and this is the negative exponent part, that is the number is negative, number is close to 0. Then if I take the example 0.05341 into 10 की power 5, then this number is not normalized number because before decimal there is a 0. So, that shows the number is not normalized, fine. And if I take another example in binary that says minus 1101.101 into 2 की power minus 6, that is again before decimal there are so many elements, not exactly 1. So, this number is again not normalized. Then how to do this normalization in floating point numbers? For a normalized floating point numbers, the triplet is represented as S, E and F. So, the significant is equal to 1 point fraction base 2, that is 1 point fractional part in the form of F1, F2, F3, F4 and so on. This is the base 2 I have selected. IEEE 754, it is a standard, we will move later on to this standard. It assumes a hidden 1 before decimal, that is not stored anywhere. For this normalized number, we will be considering the number written in the fraction part only. So, significant is 1 bit longer than fraction because it carries only 1 bit before the decimal, and the value of normalized floating point number, it is represented as minus 1 power s cross 1 point fraction base 2 cross 2 की power value of e. This val How we are calculating using bias, that we will discuss now. That is, this f, it is a part consisting of f1, f2, f3, f4 and so on. That is, my number is minus 1 power s cross 1 point f1, f2, f3, f4 into 2 की power val e. So, if I break it again, it comes out to be minus 1 cross power minus 1 की power s cross 1 plus 1 is added here plus f1 cross 2 की power minus 1 because it is the fractional part plus f2, it will be multiplied with the 2 की power minus 2 plus f3 multiplied with 2 की power minus 3, f4 multiplied with 2 की power minus 4 and so on base 2 into the exponent part 2 की power value of exponent. Here in this manner it is represented. Let us consider this example 100,001.101. This is a binary number, so the base 2 is written. So, if I have to do the normalization, then it says before decimal there should be only one element and it should be 1. So, I will be shifting here my decimal will be shifting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So, my number will be 1.00001101 into 2 की power 5 I have shifted. When I will be shifting left, then I will be adding in the exponent, and when I will be doing right shift, I will be subtracting from that exponent. Let us take the another example 1101.0101. So, here number needs to be like that. So, decimal will be 3 shifted. So, it will be 1.1000101 into 2 की power 3. In this manner the normalization occurs. Then there is a standard for representing the floating point numbers. That standard is given by IEEE in 1985 and this standard name is IEEE 754. They developed to facilitate the portability of programs from one processor to another. Otherwise, in one computer the numbers were like in another form, the second computer they were represented in another form, and it was very difficult to represent them, and it was again very difficult to perform any operations on them. So, there was a need so that they can become portable and the accuracy and the operations among floating point numbers can be performed. So, it unified the development of floating point algorithms and it increased the accuracy of floating point numbers, and also it encouraged the development of numerical oriented programs. We are now able to perform the operations, we are able to do the numericals on our floating point numbers. These standards, they have two forms. One is single precision floating point numbers and second one is double precision floating point numbers. Starting from single precision floating point numbers, they are represented using 32-bit numbers, in which 1 bit is for sign bit, exponent field second part that is of 8 bit, and the third part fraction that is represented by 23 bits. Then moving on to my double precision floating point numbers, again it comprises of 3 parts. One is sign bit, exponent bit and fraction part. Sign bit, it is of 1 bit, exponent, it is moved on to 11 bits now, and the remaining 64 minus 12, that is 52, that forms my fraction part. Then let us consider one example. Convert minus 0.8125 to the binary in single and double precision using IEEE 754. So, as this numerical, this example, it consists of fraction bits. So, these fraction bits, they are converted to binary using multiplication by 2. We all know about this conversion, binary to decimal and decimal to binary. So, when there is a fractional part, then we need to multiply it by 2. So, minus 0.8125, it is multiplied by 2 and gives us the value 1.625. So, this one we will save it 0.625, it is again multiplied by 2, we get 1.25. So, again this 1 is saved, 0.25 into 2 occurs, we get 0.5. So, this 0 is saved, 0.5 cross 2 happens 1. So, we will stop here when we get 0 in our fractional part. So, my 0.8125 comes out to be 0.1101 in the power base 2 now, because it is represented in binary numbers. How I have done? 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 16, 13 by 16. I have written these from top to bottom, 1101, that series of zeros and ones I was getting after multiplication. So, see how I will represent this number now. I have got 0.1101 power base 2. Normalize this number. So, that says shift it here, that is 1.101 base 2 into 2 की power minus 1, because we need to do the normalization. Then now move on to the exponent part. Exponent part says whatever value you are getting for E, you will be adding some constant to make it 8-bit exponent. So, minus 1 plus bias is added. Bias, that is a constant. If we are representing the number in single precision, then this value is from 1 to 127, and if we are taking 64-bit double precision, then this value becomes add 1 to 1023. We will discuss it in the next slide. So, my exponent here is equal to minus 1 plus 127, that comes out to be 126 in this case, and if the number is in double precision, then it comes out to be minus 1 plus 1023, that is 1022. So, if I have to represent the number in single precision, that is using 32 bits, then this number will come out to be, as the number is negative, so I will represent 1 in my sign bit. Then to represent the 8-bit exponent, exponent is coming here 126. So, 126, the binary for that is 0, 6 times 0, 0. This is 126. This is my sign bit, because my number is negative. So, I have written here 1. Then third part, that is my fraction part. How to write that? I will be writing after decimal portion only. So, I have written 101, since it is of 23 bits, because 1 bit plus 8 bit, to make it 32, 32 minus 9, that comes out to be 23. So, 23, 3 bits I have written. So, I will append 20 zeros to this number. So, this will become my single precision 32-bit number. This is how I convert any given number into single precision number. and into double precision numbers. Then taking the double precision part into consideration, again the sign bit is 1. So, I will write here 1, then writing the exponent part, that is of 11 bits in this case. The binary value of 1022 is 0, 9 ones, 9 ones and 0. This is my 1022. Then the fraction part 101, since it is of 52 bits. So, 52 3 bits I have written, 49 zeros I will append here. This example comes my 64 bit double precision number for this example. On the similar basis, we can convert any number into IEEE single precision and into IEEE double precision. Then what was this bias? How this is being calculated? This bias is to represent the signed exponent. Actually, we are not reserving any bit to represent our positive exponent or to represent our negative exponent. So, to represent that, we are taking 2's complement representation or bias representation, or we may take sign positive representation. IEEE 754, it uses the bias representation for the exponent, in which the value of exponent is calculated E is equal to E minus bias. This bias, it is a constant. When I am dealing with single precision number, then my value of E will range from 0 to 255. Why? Because my exponent is ranging, my exponent is reserved 8 bits. So, from 8 bits I am getting 0 to 255, in which the value of E will be from 1 to 254. Why? Because this 0 and 255, they are reserved for special purposes. So, the bias will be the half of 254, that is 127. That is, I will be using 127. So, if I have to calculate the value of E, then exponent, either it is minus 1 or plus 1, whatever exponent, I will subtract 127 from it. Then on similar basis, the value of E, it will range from 0 to 2047 in case of double precision numbers. So, 2046 I will be using it, and the value of bias is taken as half of 2046, that is 1023, and value of E is calculated as E minus 1023. In this case, we will be calculating for double precision values. Then, how to represent the 0, infinity and not n number? For the 0 numbers, the exponent field E, it will be 0 and the fraction part will be equal to f, that is equal to 0. Here the plus 0 and minus 0, they are possibly according to the sign bits. Then infinity, it is a special value used to represented with maximum of E and F, and they are being taken as 0. Infinity can result overflow when there is a overflow, or when we are dealing with division by 0. Then third case, how to represent not a number, special characters, how to represent that? In that case, we are having maximum E and F as not equal to 0, and the result from exceptional conditions such as 0 by 0, or we are calculating the square root of negative numbers, then the operation of not n number also result in not n number. That is, when we are doing any operation on not n number, we will be getting not n number. Then what operations we can perform on these floating point numbers. First is addition and subtraction. These 4 steps we will be doing on the floating point numbers. So, I will first compare the exponent of 2 numbers. Whatever larger exponent I will be selecting, and I will be shifting the smaller exponent so that my exponents, they are aligned, they become same. That is, I am aligning the mantissa. Then I will perform the subtraction and adding operation as it is being asked in the question, and taking care of sign bits. Then whatever result I have got from the addition or subtraction, I will be normalizing them. Then round off or get the appropriate number of bits to check my overflow and underflow. If yes, then I will raise the exception, and if there is not an exception, then it means it is clear. Suppose I am taking one number as 1.110 into 2 की power 6, and the second number it is taken as 1.01 into 2 की power 4. Suppose this is my number A and this is my number B. As I told कि they are checked for the higher exponent. So, the numbers will be now A will be same because 6 is greater than 4, and the second number it will also become 0.0101 into 2 की power 6. This will be now B. This is, I have aligned the mantissa. Now I will perform the addition operation as given. This I have got after the addition. Now I will do the normalization, and my result will be now 1.0001 into 2 की power 7. Then next, floating point multiplication. For performing floating point multiplication, I will check whether my any number is 0, because any number multiplied with 0, it results me 0. There is no need. So, the first numbers they are check for zeros. Then we all know the exponents, they are added while performing the floating point multiplication. Then multiply the mantissas, then normalize the product, that is, add the biased exponent of the 2 numbers, subtract them from the bias to get the new biased exponent, multiply the significants, see the sign if they are positive, when both numbers are positive or both are negative. Then normalize the result, round off and see for overflow and underflow. If there is overflow, then raise the exception. If no, suppose I am taking A as 1.000 into 2 की power minus 2, and B I am taking second number 1.010 into 2 की power minus 1. Then after multiplication, first the exponent will be added, it will be 2 की power minus 3, and on multiplying them I will get the result as 1.01 4 times 0 into 2 की power minus 3. So, here I will check for the normalization, the number is normalized. Next is floating point division. As the name suggests, we have to perform the division upon floating point. So, mantissa will be divided here just like we did the division for the fixed point numbers, and exponent will be subtracted. So, firstly we will check for zeros ki whether we are dividend there is a 0, so answer will be 0. If divisor is 0, then there will be a divide by 0 condition. So, initialize the registers and evaluate the sign, align the dividend to avoid the divide overflow conditions, subtract the exponents and divide the mantissas. So, in this manner we perform the floating point operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and we discussed about the IEEE standards to represent the floating point numbers. Thank you all.